What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today's vlog is going to be my opinion piece on what I think the future of sports cars will be. Before we get started, if this is your first time on our channel, please like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so that you're notified every time a new video is uploaded. So let's get started right away. What do I think the next step or the next future would be for sports cars? I personally don't think they're going to be full electric, or I personally don't think they should be full electric. I'm one of those people that really love the internal combustion engines, the sound of it, the feel of it, the vibrations you get out of it. And these electric cars, as fast as they are, they're just so dang boring when it comes to sound and the experience of the car. Now, I'll give it that. Like, when you're actually in an electric car, the acceleration is ridiculously fast. All right, so it's really hard to find an internal combustion engine that's going to be able to keep up with an electric car off the line. With that said, though, again, that the spaceship noise, and I think it was Dodge that just came out with their concept Charger, I think it was, that was making the screeching cat-like noises, trying to make it sound like an exhaust note, but it really wasn't. And I think a lot of the Dodge enthusiasts were like, "What the hell?" Here, let me play a little clip of that real quick. Let me know what you think about that. But listen to this. Really cool looking car. Yeah, it's a little weird. Definitely not an exhaust note.
This is not the EV that they want you to have. This is the way Dodge does EVs.
Cool concept. They're trying to mimic an internal combustion car with their electric car. I get it. But at the end of the day, it is literally a mimic. It's not the actual thing. It's got fake exhaust.
It needed to look like a Dodge, sound like a Dodge, and drive like a Dodge.
I want to give them full credit on trying this out, but I really don't believe this is the way future sports cars should be going. So with that said, I love the design of the new Charger. I think it's great how it doesn't look like an electric car. It doesn't look like a damn Prius. It doesn't look like it's meant to. It was like designed as like an aerodynamic car before it was designed as a good-looking sport car. And they did a fantastic job with it. And the whole sound thing, questionable, but at the same time, like, they're evolving. They're trying to get to the enthusiasts to make sure that the enthusiasts are going to enjoy it. I get it. But I think we as an enthusiast we're just not ready to go full electric yet. I know the government really wants us to drop all of the internal combustion engines, worldwide. It's not even just the US. Like, Europe is full on going EV mode and telling these manufacturers you cannot manufacture internal combustion engines after certain years. And there are many manufacturers that are fighting against that right now. The biggest one is actually Porsche. I'm going to link up a video that I did earlier this year, or it might have been last year, about how Porsche is actually developing a fuel that could actually replace the fuel that we have right now. It's going to be fully synthetic. We're not going to be hurting the environment by using this fuel. So, that's the route they're going. Porsche even announced that they're not going to be putting an electric engine in their 911s because it's not meant to be an electric car. It's meant to be a sports car that's connected to the driver. And if you know anything about sports cars and how they are bred and what kind of benchmarks they set, is 99% of the sports cars out there set their benchmarks on the Porsche 911. All right. Even CEO of Hyundai was commenting before on how Porsche does their 911s, how that is the proper way to build a sports car, etc., etc. There's so many other companies out there that are always testing their cars against the 911 variant to make sure their cars are up to par. So when Porsche steps up to the plate and says, no, we're not going to go full electric, I think that should ring a bell in a lot of these car companies to really show that us as enthusiasts really don't want full electric. Now, I know there's going to be so many critics out there that's going to be in this video saying, hey, but the Tesla Plaid model is like the fastest car in the world right now. I get it. But being a car enthusiast doesn't mean you're going to be in the fastest car available. All right? It's about connecting with the car. It's about feeling the road. It's about being able to shift through gears. It's about just that pure connection between man and machine. But when it comes to electric cars and self-driving cars, yeah, that connection just isn't there. I mean, it's different. It's really different. So what do I think the future of sports cars should be? So let's get to the bottom of that. Now, we all know electric is fast. We all know electric has instant torque. How about using it, but using it alongside an internal combustion engine? Hybrid is exactly what I'm talking about. So there are hybrid sports cars out there right now. I think the biggest example that we can use from the past, all right, the car that's already been discontinued, would be the BMW i8. It was a hybrid sports car, or I mean, you could even call it an exotic with the styling that it had. It had the butterfly doors. It was a futuristic looking car. It was electric motors up front and a 4-cylinder BMW turbo engine in the back. Essentially a Mini Cooper engine in the back. Mid 300s on horsepower, but I mean, it was one of the first, or one of the, I would say, first generation of hybrid sports cars. And I think it did fantastically for what it was. And since then, many have stepped up to the plate and brought on their own type of sports cars, whether it be electric or hybrid. But guess who's jumping into the hybrid game next? Porsche announced that they will be building a hybrid 911. So they're not giving up on the engine sound. They're not giving up on the engine feel. But they're not going to stay behind the EVs on their acceleration. So now they're going to add a hybrid electric motor to the car to make sure it can keep up with EVs and still give you the feel and the excitement of driving an internal combustion car. Now, who else has done that? Or who else has announced that they will be doing this? Chevy with their new C8. The C8 Corvette will also be available in a hybrid form, and they're thinking upwards of 1,000 horsepower combined. That's where the future lies. That, in my opinion, is where sports cars need to go. That is where Ford, Dodge, Hyundai, whoever wants to make sports cars or supercars need to focus their energy on. Don't try to convince us as car enthusiasts to go full electric, because it's just not going to happen. The connection isn't there. It's like when people were riding their horses back in the day. You made the connection with the animal. You made the connection with your horse, and you rode as one. Okay? That's where our car enthusiasts are like now. We make our connection with our cars through the vibrations, through the noise, through the feedback we get, which the electric cars do not have. Okay? All they do is simulate. And simulation and the real thing are completely different. And as true enthusiasts, we can tell a difference. So I hope you guys are paying attention, you big manufacturers out there. I know you guys are dumping a whole lot of money in EV. Let's keep that on the economy cars. Let's keep that on the family sedans. That's perfectly fine. But when it comes to sports cars, let's keep the engines alive. All right, that's my opinion piece for today. If you guys have your opinions that are, either agreeing with me or disagreeing with me, as long as you keep it civil, make sure you comment below. All right. And I will come back and see you on the next one. All right. Make sure you like, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. And I'll see ya. Peace.